Now, the Wisconsin Ironman returns to Madison today. How athletes and organizers are trying to ensure everyone finishes safely. And the latest on President Trump's peace deal meeting with Taliban leaders that he called off. Plus, Chalk the Sidewalk. Everyone had a chance to be an artist this afternoon on the east side.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. This June, 2 men, including a Madison firefighter, died after the swimming leg of an Ironman 70.3 triathlon in Madison. 38-year-old firefighter Todd Mahoney and 61-year-old Michael McCullough were found unresponsive in the water. Both men were transported to the hospital where they later died. In that Ironman, athletes swam 1.2 miles, biked 56 miles, and ran 13.1 miles. Today, the Ironman returned to Madison for the first time since those deaths. But this time around, athletes are competing in the full Wisconsin Ironman throughout the day, swimming 2.4 miles in Lake Monona, biking 112 miles through Dane County, and running 26.2 miles around downtown Madison. Gabriella Becerra is live close to where athletes are starting to cross the finish line with more on the precautions everyone is taking to finish unharmed today.
This is the moment these athletes have been pushing themselves toward all day. There's a lot of excitement as they come close to crossing the finish line after months of training. Volunteers and medical professionals are here to make sure everyone stays safe.
This is a long, hard race, and these athletes have trained for a year or more, and they've pushed themselves, and they push themselves here. And we want them to feel comfortable pushing themselves to the limit, knowing that if they push past that limit and they need help, we are here.
Right next to the finish line, volunteer medical professionals are assisting injured athletes.
Coming out of the swim, we've seen a lot of people just, it's so choppy today, they're swallowing water, they're getting some panic attacks, that's pretty normal. On the bike, it's usually big crashes, which can be, wondering if they're fractured anything. And then for the run, it's twisted ankles and just dehydration and people hitting the wall.
First responders work with organizers to ensure safety protocols.
We have weather contingency plans. We have water quality contingency plans. We have all of these plans in place that we can enact, and with their support, make it happen at a moment's notice.
Having a plan is also how the athletes get ready for the race.
Having a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan. So the best way to not be prepared is not to prepare at all.
Alexandra Ezel is training for her third Ironman, and apart from swimming, biking, and running multiple times per week, athletes also need to prepare nutritionally.
Salt intake's kind of a big deal too, so making sure that you are really keeping your electrolytes so you don't go into any kind of your hypoglycemic shock or anything like that.
Despite the challenge, she says crossing the finish line is the best feeling ever.
Keep to myself this momentum, be uncommon amongst common people. Not everyone does this. So to walk away from this, it can travel out your whole life, but you can do hard things, and this is a hard thing.
The Ironman race can be a shock to an athlete's body, so in the days following, it's important to drink plenty of water, continue exercising, stretch your muscles, and of course rest, because they're going to need it after today.
All right, thank you so much, Gabby. Definitely some strong athletes. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. Not a bad day for them to be out there, Dana.
No, a little bit cooler, which I'm sure a lot of the athletes were grateful for. I saw a few of them actually riding around in Cross Plains, and some people even had long sleeve shirts because it was so cool outside today. A little cloudy also, and a little drizzly for some areas. We do have showers right now near Prairie du Chien and towards Camp Douglas. No lightning, though. It is just some light rainfall. Only 63 degrees in Madison currently, 62 in Lone Rock, about 59 in Platteville. So compared to this time yesterday, is quite a drop. A 7-degree drop in Mineral Point and a 6-degree drop for Monroe. A bit of a breeze also, anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles per hour this evening, coming from the northeast. It'll shift to just become more of an easterly flow overnight. Overnight, we may still see a shower or two. Milder temperatures expected, though, for the rest of the week. And the rest of the week is going to come with a little bit of an unsettled weather pattern for us. But we'll take a closer look at what's ahead in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. More local news now. A person is dead after an intoxicated driver rear-ended a dump truck in Milton early this morning. Milton police say authorities were sent to East High Street near the intersection with McGowan Lane for a report of a crash between a car and a parked dump truck shortly before 3 o'clock. Officials say the driver, 20-year-old Joseph Overbeek, was of Delavan, rear-ended the legally parked truck. Overbeek suffered minor injuries in the crash, but his passenger had more severe injuries and was taken to a hospital where they later died. Officials say speed was not believed to be a factor in the crash, but neither victim appeared to be wearing a seatbelt, and if the passenger was wearing a seatbelt, they say they likely would have survived. Overbeek was arrested on charges of homicide, intoxicated use of a motor vehicle, and operating after suspension causing death. He was taken to the Rock County Jail. Police say they have identified a person of interest in 2 recent burglary cases involving a naked man. Officials say one victim reported that a nude man entered his house Monday and stole money out of his wallet. The following day, police received a call from a frightened woman who reported a possibly naked man had entered her bathroom, then the man ran when she screamed upon waking up. Madison police are holding the man at the Dane County Jail on a probation hold, but detectives don't have probable cause to make an arrest. They say they have sent evidence to the Wisconsin State Crime Lab as part of the investigation. Around the state, Milwaukee police say an officer shot and wounded a man who was near a suspect police were trying to arrest. The shooting happened early this morning when police were trying to make an arrest in a high-speed chase. An officer believed the 22-year-old suspect was reaching for a weapon, so they fired one shot but struck a man who was in close proximity. The 41-year-old victim suffered a serious injury, but police say he is expected to survive. Officers say the officer who fired his weapon will be placed on standard administrative duty. All locations of the Madison Public Library will be closed Thursday for a staff in-service day. The release says that regular hours will resume on Friday. Library customers will still be able to return items in book drops, and the library's databases and downloadable audiobooks and ebooks will still be available online. Authorities have served search warrants in the deadly Labor Day boat fire off the California coast. The warrants are for Truth Aquatics, the owner of the boat Conception. Authorities say 34 people likely died from smoke inhalation before they were burned. Some victims were burned so badly, DNA samples from relatives were needed to identify many of them. A marine biologist from Wisconsin, 41-year-old Christy Finstad, was leading the scuba diving trip on that boat and was among the victims. 5 crew members, including the captain, survived. President Trump called off planned peace talks this weekend with Taliban leaders at Camp David in Maryland, citing Thursday's bombing in Kabul that killed an American soldier and 11 others. CBS News' Natalie Brandt has the story from the White House.
In a series of surprising tweets, President Trump revealed late Saturday he had invited Taliban leaders to Camp David this weekend for a secret summit and then called it off. The president said he had planned to meet separately with Taliban leaders and the Afghan president on Sunday, but said he canceled the talks after the Taliban claimed responsibility for Thursday's bombing that killed an American soldier and 11 others in Kabul. The president saying they used the attack to strengthen their bargaining position. On Face the Nation, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo defended the decision.
If they're going to continue to do the things that they've been doing, and as we approach this decision point in the discussions with the Afghans, they blow up Kabul and kill an American.
There has been no ceasefire as both sides negotiated in recent months. CBS News has learned plans for this weekend's talks were tightly held, even within the administration, and caught lawmakers off guard. Democratic Senator Chris Coons says he is open to direct talks with the insurgent group, but he questions the president's approach.
I'm concerned that our president isn't listening to his generals, to his diplomats, to the intelligence community.
U.S. forces invaded Afghanistan 18 years ago, shortly after the September 11th terrorist attacks. A peace deal in Afghanistan could allow the U.S. to begin withdrawing the thousands of American troops that remain in the country. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
The Taliban have killed thousands of Americans since the October 2001 invasion of Afghanistan. 16 Americans have been killed there this year. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, put down that Pop-Tart or sugary cereal. Consumer Reports has a healthier breakfast food that you should give a try. Welcome back. Granola can be crunchy, yummy, and packed with healthy nutrients, but some brands are loaded with sugars, fat, and calories. Josh Spreiter for Consumer Reports takes a look at how to choose one that'll start your day off right.
7-year-old Jackson is learning to make healthy food starting with his own granola.
I'm gonna pour all of this in, and then it gives it a little bit of coconut essence.
If you're more likely to pick up your granola from the store, Consumer Reports says you can easily get one that's high in fat and sugar, not exactly the healthy breakfast you had in mind.
A little sweetness in your granola can help make it tasty, but you want it to come from dried fruit. Be wary of added sugars in the ingredients list, such as maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar, or tapioca syrup.
A good rule of thumb is to look for no more than 8 grams of total sugars per serving. As for protein and fiber,
some manufacturers pump up the protein or fiber content of granola by adding processed ingredients like chicory root fiber or isolated soy protein, but it's always better to get your nutrients from whole foods like nuts, seeds, and whole grains.
And once you get that granola home, CR says to check out the serving size. It may be less than you're used to pouring. Consumer Reports food testing team asked a group of consumers to pour out their typical amounts of breakfast cereal and granola. More than 90% of people poured more than the serving size described on the package.
But we found that the average overpour for granola was 2 to 4 times the recommended serving size.
A great way not to have too much of a good thing: use granola as a topper for plain yogurt or have it with a piece of fruit to help keep you full and get some fiber.
I would do it anytime.
With this Consumer Reports, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Consumer Reports says a good rule of thumb when choosing any cereal is to look at the ingredients list. Cereals with fewer ingredients tend to have more natural ones than artificial ones. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5:30, we're tracking a chance for showers and thunderstorms to start off the work week. Dana has the details when we come back. Welcome back. Artists of all ages brought their drawings to life for everyone to see today at Sidewalk Chalk Art Festival at Tangent Kitchen Room and Tap Room. Artists competed for the best local chalk art along East Washington Avenue. People also were able to browse local arts and crafts like henna, characters, homemade candles, and fall accessories. Well, Dana, some of that artwork might get washed off. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Again, this is going to be one of those nights where we have a slight chance for showers. So most of the area will stay dry, but not everybody. So the artwork might not survive tonight. Right now, we do have some rain towards Baroka and up near Camp Douglas. No lightning, though, just light showers. I just stepped outside and we had some drizzle here at the studio in Madison, but again, not enough that it's really picking it up on the radar. As far as precipitation accumulation in the last 24 hours, just in the very southwest corner of the state. And we're not really expecting much to build up overnight, just a little bit of rain here or there, a few raindrops falling. 63 currently in Madison. It is a little cool outside. Our dew points are in the mid-50s, and there's a bit of a breeze coming from the east-southeast right now, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour, so enough that it makes it feel even cooler, especially if you're wet, like the dogs at Goodman Pool today. This low pressure well off into the plains right now is actually going to continue to travel northeast. First, we have a warm front that crosses over us, and that's why our temperatures for the middle of the week are going to be quite a bit above average. And then we see a little bit of a cool down heading into the weekend, but still close to average. We aren't going to drop quite nearly as much as we are today. Unfortunately, that high pressure a little too far north to clear us out for today. As far as any severe potential tomorrow, as we do have the chance for a few showers tonight and heading into tomorrow afternoon, it's really all off to the west. We may see some stronger thunderstorms in the afternoon along the western edge of the state, but just a marginal risk, not really a great chance for any of those storms to pick on up for us, mostly because it's not going to be nearly too warm outside. That rain chance staying more off to the west for Wednesday. So early in the morning, we may have a few isolated showers, but the better rain chance is going to slide into our area in the afternoon and evening. Heavier showers expected to the north and west Monday night and into Tuesday. We still have the chance for some showers and thunderstorms Monday night and early on Tuesday morning. Notice that breeze now coming from the south for Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures will climb into the 80s for Tuesday, with another chance for showers coming in on Wednesday. And that chance is going to continue through the rest of the work week. So a very unsettled pattern, unfortunately, for this week. Overnight temperatures only dropping to the low 50s. Slight chance for a few isolated showers, but really shouldn't hear any rumbles of thunder. And it shouldn't be too wet to start off the day tomorrow. Again, low 50s. And then in the afternoon, we have that chance as the warm front crosses on over for a few isolated strong thunderstorms. Most of that chance is off to the west. For Monday night and into Tuesday, the heavier rain stays to the north, but we still have that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. The breeze coming from the south on Tuesday, so our high temperatures will climb on up into the mid to low 80s for afternoon highs, so a little bit above average for Tuesday. 52 to start off Monday in Madison. A mostly cloudy sky expected, and again, a slight chance for some showers overnight, though we aren't expecting anything too heavy to come on through. Tomorrow afternoon will be in the low 70s for our afternoon highs, still just a little below average with a variably cloudy sky, so a little more sunshine than we had today. It is going to be milder outside, and we have that slight chance for some showers developing late in the day. For Tuesday, again, there's going to be that chance early in the morning, and then another chance for rain coming through at night that will stay with us through the rest of the work week. Temperatures will stay high for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the 80s, and then we'll cool back down heading into Friday and Saturday. But we continue to see the shower and thunderstorm chances slide through, and the good news again right now, not looking at much severe potential, just a little dreary outside.
Yeah, and you see a lot of those little cloud icons across.
Yes, they're in a bit of a pattern right now.
All right, thank you so much, Dana. The Brewers trying to beat the Cubs for the season series. Highlights next in sports.
Well, after last night's heroics from Christian Yelich, the Brewers with a little fire in their game today in the series finale against the Cubs. Fourth inning, big one for Milwaukee, tied at 3. Tyler Austin taking that John Lester pitch yard. That's a 3-run home run. Brewers take the 6-3 lead. Then we fast forward to the 6th inning. Eric Thames at the plate. He'll go for his 21st home run of the season for a little extra cushion and insurance. 7-3 Brew Crew, and the Brewers beat the Cubs 8-5 to take 3 of 4 this weekend and to win the season, winning 10 of 19. So that moves the Brewers to 2 games out of the wild card. They're on the road for the next 8 days to Miami now for a 4-game series starting tomorrow, followed by a 3-game series in St. Louis against the National League Central leading Cardinals. Packers played on Thursday to open the season up 1-0, and they'll play in their first game at Lambeau in exactly 1 week, hosting Minnesota. Speaking of the Vikings, they played in Minneapolis today, hosting the Falcons. Little skull chant to start. First half punt is blocked. Special teams doing work. Eric Wilson getting the ball back to Minnesota now. Ensuing possession, Kirk Cousins to Adam Thielen in the end zone for the 23-yard touchdown. 7-0 Vikings early on, earning me some fantasy points as well. Later, after an interception, Dalvin Cook getting the handoff, and he'll do the rest. Vikings open up the season 1-0, 28-12, the final score. The Badgers with the week off this week for one of their 2 scheduled bye weeks. Wisconsin moving up 3 spots in the Week 3 AP poll. 7 Big Ten teams represented, with Ohio State leading the way in 6th. Michigan will come to Camp Randall in a little less than 2 weeks. They're ranked 10th, dropping 3 spots after squeaking by Army in double overtime yesterday. Well, yesterday also the Badgers won their home opener against Central Michigan 61-0, back-to-back shutouts for the first time since 2013. And on offense, what a display from Jonathan Taylor, who scored another 4 touchdowns to bring his season total to 8, along with a Jack Cohn, who put up the 5th highest yardage total in program history. On the other end of a lot of those throws was Quintez Cephas, who helped Paul Chryst earn his most lopsided victory as head coach of Wisconsin. Alrighty, and finally tonight, the Miami Dolphins lost the Baltimore Ravens in its home opener 59-10 by a lot. But the team was winning in other ways today, helping the relief effort of Hurricane Dorian. The Dolphins collecting flashlights, batteries, diapers, and other necessities at today's game, which will be sent to the Bahamas. They will do the same thing next week when they host the Patriots. So even though they didn't win the game, they're still doing some good for the world here.
Doing some good. That's important. All right, we'll be right back. Tonight on Fox 47 News at 9, an eastern Wisconsin man receives the gift of life. How a bitter rivalry brought him and his donor's family together. And as summer is winding down, the Goodman Pool invited dogs inside today. At the 13th Dog Paddle and Wash, Capital Canines hosted its signature event. Each year, the dog wash raises between $20,000 and $30,000 to help pay for the canine squads, training, and anything the group needs. Today's event also had a long jump and retrieve game for dogs to play in the water and enjoy themselves. Dana, I know you brought your dog there.
Yes, Penny was somewhere. Oh, wait, there she is. Yeah, maybe. I think that was her. There were a lot of labs, believe it or not. There were a lot of water dogs there. Oh my gosh, and it was so much fun. It was a little cool outside, but the dogs didn't seem to mind, and it was just packed. It was amazing. Now, as we get ahead through the rest of the week, thankfully our temperatures are going to be a little milder outside in the low 70s tomorrow, with a chance for some showers coming through at night. We are going to continue to see that chance for showers, as you can see, Tuesday night, and then really through the rest of the work week. An unsettled pattern moving on in. That just means it's going to be a little wet for us.
All right, thank you so much, and thanks for joining us. Have a great night.